Hey, man. Hey, how's it going, universe? Welcome to another episode of Zoobox, a podcast about nonsense, much of which you were about to hear. And we got our special guest with us today. This is T-Bone. He's all the way from, I would say, he looks like he's from Maine. He looks like he's like one of these dudes who lives up in in a cabin. Maybe he's got a dog.
Greetings, world.
Greetings.
Yeah. And
when was the last time I even seen Tom? Tom, when was the last time I seen you? Probably that night I was fucking really high and I got caught by my dad.
that was quite the night.
Yeah, and then like sitting in a corner, dude, just stoned.
Actually, no, I think he was around. I think when you came back one time, Dan.
A couple years ago.
I lived in New Ellington, and you had come back for maybe it was shortly after. Maybe you were out of like tech school or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, you were there.
It's still been 6 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. Years, yeah.
It's been a minute, dude. It's been a minute. Obviously, my life has changed. I'm out.
You still living in New England?
I am still living in New England. Yep, Massachusetts.
Oh, nice.
Dude, how do you like it up there, man?
Not this time of year. 20 degrees. It gets old.
It's nice, dude. When you come down to the south, then you're kind of like, holy shit, like. You know what I mean? Like no fucking snowstorms, slushy.
Yeah, but sometimes snowstorms are like, I don't know, they're kind of cool to be in.
No, they're cool. They're gorgeous. They're beautiful. Like aesthetically, like I miss like the look of it. I miss the peaceful when you're watching like snowfall and the moonlight.
It's just quiet.
Yeah, it's quiet. All you hear is the crunching.
Okay, maybe when you're like on the farm, if you go back to like Royalston or something, I can agree.
I love that.
You know,
but having to exist in it, having to drive somewhere, having to shovel shit out. It's like
cleaning it all up and
cleanup sucks. Yeah, it's just it's so heavy, wet snow. Okay, listen, we're not the Nature Channel, okay? But I can tell you this much. There's me and Mike. We went witch hunting one night. I think Ryan was there too. You know, like that's the only place you can do in New England is you can escape from a window and it's freezing, and we go across a 500-yard field to investigate some witches.
Yeah, but again, that was living. That's living.
Yeah, it was. We like, hey, dude, you got to walk.
Adventure. That's what I'm missing in my life.
You remember the Four Corners, man? Like we used to go out, just to rent a movie, dude. You had to walk like 2 miles from
4 miles there.
And it's not even standing anymore. It was torn down.
What?
The building is not even there anymore.
What?
Torn down. No more.
The legend shit, dude. Going in there, getting Tootsie Pops,
renting a movie, one movie, $4 fucking.
Getting some of those pizzas, like those shitty like pizzas, And you're like, go back to your house, man. God, good times, good times.
Those were the days.
There were some good times in Royalston,
dude. It's looking back, good place to rip around.
It was. That's a good place.
It is, except for the taxes and shit. It's just
Oh yeah, but.
Can't fix that.
And the roads were terrible, if I remember.
Royalston, yeah.
Yeah.
They paved them. They didn't it was just like
giant potholes everywhere.
Giant potholes. Yeah, it was crazy.
I mean, dude, what are you gonna do though? It's something about living out there in the wilderness. Like you kind of were out there. I liked it. I liked
it too. I liked it. I want to get back to that.
I'm thinking once I, move out of this place in the next 5-6 years, I think that's what I'm going to do next. It's like buy a cabin in the mountains in Tennessee and just disappear.
No, but that way you get a little bit of weather. Like there's something about the cold that it does something to like your bones. It kind of,
it fortifies.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just nice.
It does something. Yeah, it makes your bones brittle and in pain.
dude, like, because Sean was just here, and it's been pretty. It was a little chilly, it was brisk.
It was but it's been like that where I live too. So
right, like, but this morning, dude, I was like, oh my god, dude, my ankles. Like, it takes me a minute to like get up, walk around. I got breaking my ankles and shit, like, because it's so cold.
You gotta like crack all your bones, and you're just like. It's like disgust. It's like it's like your body becomes a bag of Tostitos chips, and like somebody's trying to open them. That's what it sounds like waking up.
Oh,
and then the great feeling of when you're a smoker and it's cold out and you got the fucking all your nose is congested.
Oh
like,
yes,
trying to get all that black shit up. It's great.
Yeah, but how about actually when you wake up and go smoke one with a cup of coffee in the cold? That is nice.
That is nice.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about that.
I mean, anytime getting up in the morning, like with the
Yeah,
like
but if
when
it's too
smoke-
hot, it's not the same.
yeah, because Dan, like when you get this cabin situation, make sure you have like a wood stove,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
And you can like live kind of this fantasy because you could do that. You could get up, you can
Yeah.
make sure the wood stove is nice and hot.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
warm your hands up. You make coffee on top of it. You roll your own
Yes,
cigarettes.
that's what you
roll your
need.
own cigarettes. You sit at a
Go-
little wooden table. That's
go to
kind of
the
near.
outhouse
No,
with
no,
like
no, no.
cold wood.
After this, well, that's after you have your coffee and cigarette.
Right. Of course.
Oh yeah, Dan, you should do that.
You're gonna
Listen,
paint this
I've
picture.
I've experienced something new. So my friend for my birthday, which was a few days ago, they bought me a weighted blanket. Okay.
Yeah.
That shit is like, it's kind of scary. If I have to be honest, like you get in that thing, you're not fucking moving. This thing is 20 pounds.
Wow.
So displaced over obviously a fairly large area across the bed, but it sucks you to the bed.
What's the purpose of this?
Well, it's supposed to keep you like, for supposedly people like have anxiety and shit. I guess it helps. I don't know. My friend got it, but I've been sleeping with it, dude. And just to move, it takes a lot of effort. Like, so if I want to like get up, like roll over, like it takes a fuck ton of effort. But I tell you right now, I sleep so fucking hard. Like I sleep so hard. I can't get up.
Well, that's kind of the point. It
like
kind of
that hard.
It encourages you to be anchored. So like you're not tossing and turning. Your body is not trying to readjust to be comfortable because you're kind of held in place. It's like being in the warm embrace of like a giant man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like a
like
giant bodybuilder,
Tom
a
just-
soft
just-
bodybuilder.
Tom just caressing me as I
Yeah.
sleep.
Exactly. It'd be like singing if Tom
like
was
your-
like, does anybody know what Totoro is?
No.
The fucking giant cat Totoro. That's like Tom. And you get to sleep on his belly. And
Yeah,
he just
dude,
like
he's
holds
like-
you.
Just petting me.
It's kind of like you're being
Petting
swaddled. You're like a little baby.
Well,
Yeah. Actually, kind of the
I'm
same
a-
principle.
Yeah.
How do you guys sleep? Are you guys stomach, side?
Side.
Okay.
I'm
I
a
do
dummy. I sleep on my
stomach.
side.
Actually, I start on my side and then I usually end up on my back in the morning.
Okay.
I bet you do, buddy.
What about you, Mike? What do you do?
I sleep I move around a lot. Like I kick and stuff when I sleep and roll.
Oh,
and,
jeez.
Got the
That'd be
Jimmy
awful.
legs. Yeah.
yeah.
Dude,
I don't like
I
sit still.
I'm a coffin sleeper. I sleep like I'm in a coffin.
Oh, I sleep too. I sleep hard though. Yeah.
So
me
like
too.
I have to have one arm up on a pillow and the other one laying across my chest, and I just like fucking. I bet if someone like had a camera on me, I would look dead.
But do
'cause-
things wake you up?
Do things wake me up? I'm a pretty light sleeper, I would say. Especially living alone, I feel like I have to be.
Yeah, it's because you're gonna have that extra sense of like alertness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so I got my gun right next to my bed, in case anything happens,
See, I sleep through anything. Like on New Year's, Maritza and the kids left, but the baby stayed. And they got
yeah.
home and the baby was crying and I'm just snoozing. So like I don't wake up from stuff. I'll just sleep right through things.
That's impressive.
Growing up with a big family, man.
Yeah, that's
Actually, probably right. Yeah.
That's probably what it is. I
I'll
would
just
imagine.
sleep through anything.
Tom, how many brothers do you have? Or
I got
sisters?
2 and one sister. 2 brothers,
So-
1 sister.
So are you a light sleeper or a heavy sleeper? Because you're close to us.
I'm
Size.
I can I sleep okay, but if I wake up in the middle of the night, sometimes I have a hard time going back.
Dude, if I wake up at I'm fucked. Like I
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
go back to sleep.
Me too.
I've noticed that
Sleep.
much worse as I got, as you get older.
Yeah, because your body's like, oh, you got 4.5 hours sleep. You're good.
Yep.
Well,
Like-
it's even worse for me because I don't have to worry about waking anybody up. You know?
That's true. Yeah, so
So,
you can
like-
get up and go watch TV,
Yeah.
grab a
Yeah.
Pop Tart.
yeah.
And,
I
you,
can go
and,
fuck-
and also you don't have a job. See, that will
That's
happen
true.
to me. But I know if I stay, I'll be dead tired. So I'm like, fuck.
Oh, I
can
know.
Go to bed, but I gotta force myself.
It happens to me. It happens to me. It happened to me when I was at Dan's house. Actually, the first night, everybody was exhausted. I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, shit, it's fucking 9:30 because he lives in Central Standard Time. I'm coming from Eastern Standard Time. So even just that extra hour, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And I go in thinking, I'm like, okay, I gotta stay up a little bit. I gotta watch a movie or something. Fucking 15 minutes. I'm done. I'm out. I wake up at 2 in the morning. don't go back to sleep till 7.
And you're not in your house, and you're stuck in that room.
Yeah, I'm stuck in
You're
that
just, like,
room.
stuck in
Dan's like a bulldog sleeping on the couch, guarding everything. You can't even. You're not even allowed out. It's like you're a prisoner. Thank
Yeah,
God
well,
I had a little cup of water. It got me through the night.
Yeah, hey, I brought you the water though.
You did.
Yeah,
Well,
why
you're
would
a
you
good.
sleep in
You're
your
a good
bed?
prison warden. You're a good prison warden. You're
Yeah,
like, here, don't take this little mason jar of water.
I'm gonna get a sign above your door called Folsom.
It's cool. I got back into Star Trek Deep Space Nine that night, so I was.
I mean,
happy,
it is what it is, dude. I would say to have a good prison system, you got to
give
make
people
sure.
water.
Well, and you also have to be able to hear every door open.
That's true.
So my
Easy, yeah.
doors, like
Creaky.
it's not even creaky. It's like my doors are like a little too wide or something. I don't know what it is, but you have to kind of really push them in.
It's because Dan
And-
keeps his house at a nice 54 degrees at all times.
Hey, I
Looking for, oh
cranked.
my gosh.
I cranked the heat, dude. I put it on 65. These guys
Yeah,
are
that's
living
not cranking it.
Dude, that's cranking for me, dude. Right now it's like 54, 55 in my house.
Dan, your
my
house must
gosh.
be damn freezing.
Horrible. Can't feel my feet at all.
Why do you do that?
Suffering, dude. It's just the only
he doesn't
thing
want
I
to.
have.
No, he wants to keep his electricity bill down.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep the
He
bills
saw
down.
what happened is last month he did an experiment. He saw that like, holy shit, this
was
really
like-
works.
It's like $90 for a 2,000 square foot house.
Dan, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
so it's because he didn't use the heat.
Hey, if the pipes don't freeze, we're good. That's the way I look
Yeah,
at
but
it.
54 degrees, that's like freaking cold as shit.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
it's cold, man.
Hypothermia.
Yeah.
I used to sleep in Massachusetts
Right, that
with the
cold.
window open, dude, during the winter. I'm a madman.
Yeah, we do. I think the Deegans do like it chilly. Like
Well, I like
it
it chilly too, but 54, Sean. That's
like honestly, my preference is like 62 degrees, 64 degrees. Because I'd rather just like wear a sweatshirt. I don't know why. Like I would rather do that than have it be hot. Like I
You
want
know who
control.
doesn't understand the concept of what a fucking thermostat does? Ryan.
Why?
Ryan has no understanding. Listen, so Ryan, I'm staying at his place, and it's hot, right? And they have the heat set to whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I'm like, why are you setting the heat to something? So like, because it wasn't that cold, it really wasn't. So they have the concept of if they want it cooler, they'll just set the heat lower.
So they won't turn on the AC.
Right, but that's like the concept. The way they work it is weird. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, they're constantly fighting. Like the best thing to do is like you find, they recommend it if you want to save money. Like during the summertime, 78.
Yeah.
Right, for your AC, and then during the wintertime, 68.
Hell
And
no,
it-
dude. See,
and-
I'm
and
saving money though.
It stops your house from like constantly fluctuating in temperature, and you having the AC or the HVAC having to
Yeah,
constantly
like
kick
they're
on.
constantly working their shit like
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
And I'm
Probably
like, what are you guys doing? Yeah, I probably, but it just doesn't. The logic isn't there. If you want your house cooler, right? You don't set the heat to be lower. Like that's like the logic they have. I don't know. It was horrible sleeping there because it would be so fucking hot at night, dude. It'd be like 72. Like, what are you doing, dude? And I would
Yeah,
have
my
to go
house
out
is like
there.
72 right now.
Well,
Right?
70
Yeah, but like you
72
don't.
during the winter is too much. Your
Dude,
body's
listen.
acclimated to 60.
I'm used to it being miserable, and then during the summer I have to fucking transition over because I keep that shit on 85.
No,
Right,
you do not.
Dying.
85.
I'm kidding. No, I keep that shit at crisp 72.
Let me see.
Like,
So
that's what I-
T-Bone, what's your preferred temperature during the seasons? Let's give us a rundown.
I usually go pretty cool in the summer. I'll go anywhere from 64 to 72.
Whoa.
I crank that
Big
AC up.
spender.
I am,
Well, how-
yeah, when it comes to AC, yep.
So are you kind of like in the winter? You kind of take a chill pill on like the heat. Like me?
Sometimes I'm fine leaving it down, but my brother will sometimes crank it up.
Son of a bitch.
Now
There's nothing
these-
worse than
yeah.
waking up when it's hot, dude. You're like miserable.
Tom's like a cat. Like he needs to be comfortable. He doesn't care what it costs.
Yes,
He doesn't
yes,
care what it
exactly.
costs.
All right. I mean, we all have our, I guess, proclivities towards temperature.
Yeah,
But,
my bill sometimes will be $300.
God.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, isn't
So
it?
you have
Doesn't
the
it suck?
puppy stuff. You have the puppy.
Yeah, but it's
stuff.
not even that. It's not that. It's my house.
Jesus Christo.
Well, that's
That's-
like, I don't know. Like I would rather be cool in the winter, and then actually like spend the money for the AC during the summertime. Like I do
would
not
agree.
like sweating.
Because
My
78,
house.
I'm telling you right now in the summertime, that's too fucking hot in the home.
No, it is.
Yeah,
It is
that's way
hot.
too
But
hot.
that's what you
So,
do. You know, when you're
yeah.
a poor,
I know.
sometimes you just gotta.
Well,
Well,
we had to do that a couple months.
you get your body acclimates to it. Like actually, the last time Tom was at my house, our HVAC died like 2 weeks before he got there.
And it was
Or no,
was
or
really
actually,
hot down
It
here.
was like a week. And like cool. And we had fucking ACs. We were borrowing from people. We bought some like in windows and fucking cooler units with the exhaust tubing going out windows and shit, just trying to keep the house cold because
It was like 100 degrees out. It was
it
really
was like a
crazy
heat wave. Heat wave hit. The coolest we could get the house was 80.
Holy shit.
But guess what? Like that felt great.
Yeah, especially when it's like 90.
Like
or
we
something
would
outside,
go
yeah.
outside and like I would go outside and have a couple smokes or whatever and make Tom come out with me and you're just sitting out there sweating.
I hate
And
that.
then you go inside and you're like, oh dude, 79, right on, dude. This is great.
Hey,
Well,
here's
never-
a question.
Yeah.
What is the best temperature to smoke in? Because when it's hot out, I don't even want to smoke.
70.
I won't even smoke.
I mean, like,
70.
yeah, 60 to, I think it's kind of like a good fall weather where it's like 65, you know, right when
cold,
you're coming
too
out of
cold.
summer.
Smoke
But
6 to your
it's-
clothes. Smoke 6 to your
Yeah,
clothes.
that's fine. But like right when you're falling out of summer and going into the beginning of fall, it's like 70, 65 at night. It's nice. Nothing better.
Yeah.
It's like
Because in the summertime, if you're a smoker and it's like 100, it's not even worth it to really smoke at that point.
Oh, dude, go outside with a laptop and some whiskey and smoking cigarettes when it's like 98 degrees. You're fucking rocking and rolling, buddy. You want to get in a heat wave. I'm like over there like pouring sweat. I got something. I'm like
Yeah, but
such
that's
a
at
degenerate.
nighttime, right?
Yes, and it's still 100 degrees out. It's
Well,
so
I know, but
disgusting.
there's something about smoking in the sun when it's really hot that's kind of shit.
Oh,
it
yeah.
that
Sure.
sucks. Yeah. I'm just talking about a cool summer night though.
Yeah.
Like you're out by the lake.
Yeah.
Like
you know?
72, 70.
Yeah, something like
72.
that. Whatever, you know. I don't mind going out and feeling like needles are on me. So because I had to smoke in Wyoming for 5 years. So you go out to smoke a cigarette when you're at work, if you're not in a Humvee and it's negative 30 and you're just miserable and your feet are like you couldn't feel your feet, can't feel your legs, can't feel nothing because they have giant holes because these Humvees were so old and beat up and you just be freezing to death. But like, yeah, dude, you go out there, be like negative 30 and the wind's going 50 miles an hour and you're just trying to smoke. And you look like those meth heads that are sitting outside Walmart waiting to pick up the cigarette butts. They're just waiting. Like, that's exactly what it is. And there's a lot of meth heads over at my Walmart, by the way. A lot.
You should
Driving
give them
down the property of my house. Huh?
You should give them a packet of smokes to split.
Never, dude, because then I'm not going to be that guy, dude. You know, it's like feeding a stray cat or something.
Yeah,
like,
come on.
Listen, man, I will give a couple bucks here or there, 10, 15 bucks. Like, you know, go
You're
do what
better
you
off
gotta
giving
do.
them a smoke than money.
Well, I would rather them, you know, if they're already good up on heroin, I'd rather them have a good meal in them. You know,
They're not.
That's-
Yeah, they're going to
They're not
spend that money on heroin. They're not going to go buy food.
Yeah.
They might.
Or
That's their
alcohol
choice.
or smokes.
That's the freedom of being an American. I respect their individual right to go express themselves.
Dan's hoping
the
that they
money
die-
that I gave them.
He's hoping they die of an overdose. He's like, here, how much does it cost to get you guys?
I'm cleaning
really
up the
fucked
streets. I'm cleaning up the streets. If you really
One-
think about it, I'm just cleaning them up.
One hit of hot smack at a time.
Okay, listen. I want everybody to know, and we got to talk about this. Who subscribes to Disney Plus right now? I do.
Not me.
I do, yeah.
Well, I don't, but I have it.
Okay, so you're piggybacking. You're
Yeah, I'm a
piggybacking.
piggybacker.
Okay, that's fine. So if a lot of people probably already heard of this, so Gina Carano got booted from Star Wars Mandalorian series for her posts, which is like, you know, controversial. You don't have to agree with her.
We have no idea what's going on here.
I just told you.
What happened? What post did she post?
Well, she posted basically a comparison to how the Jews were first kind of turned in by like their neighbors and stuff, and like made their neighbors were indoctrinated to hate them, and then like so that's kind of what led to Nazi Germany, the Nazis being able to round them up and all this horrible stuff. And she compared that to like political beliefs in America in 2021. Like, you should not be turning in your neighbors because they voted for Trump or blah, 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 or, you know, voted for Biden. And she made that comparison, which people have criticized her for doing that. But I mean, shit, dude, I've been seeing people on the right wing get called Nazis for the past 4 years, comparing Trump to Hitler, or like the ICE detainee centers or whatever, like the cages as they call them, that was actually built by Obama, as comparing that to the Holocaust. Comparing that to the, like, it's just, we've seen these stretches to compare things to
people were trying to claim that she was being anti-Semitic, where it's not, because she used it as an analogy, saying that like the process of othering people and like your political opponents or people that have different ideological views as you will cause, like, when the hammer does come, like if something ever fascist or authoritarian actually did happen, you won't care because it's already been normalized to you. You've been learned to like not think of them as human beings.
Yeah, and it's just that recognition of like,
maybe the clumsy analogy, maybe, but like it was not really that big of a deal, honestly.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's like that. The first step, Mike, is like, let's say the mask wearing thing, like what we saw over this year, was if you don't wear a mask, you don't care about other people, like that, and then that's like the first seed, right? Like you want to kill people, that's what you believe or whatever. And then it slowly became, and they made it political, and you could kind of tell who was a Republican and who was a Democrat just by if you wore a mask or not. Like, it was that easy, right? So
by the way you wore it.
Well, I mean, maybe, but you could definitely tell.
Yeah, and if you're like a hardcore Democrat, you're not going to wear that mask and your nose showing. You're going to have that shit sealed up all the way over. Maybe even have two on.
Well, they do. Now that's what they're recommending.
Yeah, now you got to have two.
Yeah. And you're just like, come on, man. It's the slave mind, everybody falls into or hive mind, whatever you want to call it. Like, you do what's normal around you. So I don't know, man. I just think it's with the Gina situation. She got removed or fired from Lucasfilms for her speech. She got fired, and then said cancel Disney Plus, like trended, and blah 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 blah. And now she just signed on with the Daily Wire and the producers of like was it Dragged Across Concrete?
Yeah, Cinestate, Dallas Sonnier, like his. I don't think it's called Cinestate anymore, but it's basically what Cinestate used to be. And they did movies that I'm very fond of: Dragged Across Concrete, Brawl in Cell Block 99, Bone Tomahawk, and the Standoff at Sparrow Creek, I believe it's called.
Yeah, that was a good one. They're good. They're good movies.
They're just like solid, very like solid thrillers, action, like kind of action, hard nosed, kind of feels like they were made in the 70s, kind of. And then
Concrete's my favorite.
And the Daily Wire put out their last movie, the one that was going to be their next movie, but they had Cinestate kind of got canceled during the Me Too era for something that like one of their producers did. Mm-hmm. And basically everybody just kind of abandoned them. It was called Run, Hide, Fight. And the Daily Wire ended up basically buying it for distribution and put it out.
Which I haven't seen. I heard it's okay.
It's decent. It's like totally entertaining. Yeah. Kind of in the same vein as those other movies would be entertaining. I would say it's probably the worst of that pack of those movies they've already put out, but like a worthy effort.
Fair enough. And I guess, so they're making a movie with her. She didn't get technically canceled because she got fired.
Well, she got dropped. She got dropped by her representation. Yeah.
Yeah. Writer.
No, Gina is, if you haven't seen The Mandalorian, she is a character called Cara Dune.
She's thick.
She is thick, boy, but like in a good way. Like meaty, like the kind of like she power lifts,
She's
got a jumper on her.
She used to be in the UFC.
Yeah, she was. You ever seen Deadpool?
Have you seen Deadpool? Have, yes.
Do you know the female villain? She's kind of like the butch. She's got the haircut, then like the shorter haircut. It's like half her head shaved.
Yeah.
That's her. That's Gina.
Okay.
She also showed up, I think, in a couple of Fast and Furious movies, if I'm not mistaken. She's been in that sphere, the action movie sphere, for a little while now. But definitely, cool, The Mandalorian was her big thing that really kind of, because people like her. She was loved. Focus. Yeah.
And this is the fucking dumbest thing. So like everyone said that. I'm always upfront. I don't like Star Wars. I never thought Star Wars was good. Empire Strikes Back, to me, is the only one I really enjoy, but that's my bias. So, and with that bias, I watched the 3 new Star Wars movies, didn't like them. Okay. Didn't care for them. The first one, Force Awakens, was, whatever. But this is the first time I watched it, especially the second season. I was like, I'm enjoying this. Like, I'm enjoying these characters. I'm enjoying the story. I think it's well done. The acting is pretty good, and it's fun. And I liked her. But so one of the biggest criticisms from Disney and Lucasfilms was that they were basically thinking that people didn't like it because a woman was powerful. That's what they were espousing. Like, oh, it's just because of, oh, she's a woman, blah blah blah, but it's really about woke politics. So this kind of spat in the face because people loved Cara Dune so much, a strong, independent character that is a female. Like, they liked it. Like, everyone across the board liked her until her politics came into play.
Well, they've been trying to get rid of her for a couple months, and they didn't really have the way to do it. And then this last thing she posted, I guess they felt was over the line. And, they're obviously manipulating what it is because it's not an anti-Semitic thing. There's one thing I guess she posted on Instagram like a month or so ago that is like and I doubt she realized this, but it's like a bunch of Jewish bankers sitting around a Monopoly table and like all the slaves underneath, and it says like all we have to do is stand up.
Yeah, but why is that?
But it looks like, but if you're not a very online person, you wouldn't understand that those were Jewish bankers. Like, you might just think it's rich people.
Yeah, but like
that, and it's like collectively, like we actually, as the people, have the power to fight against these like wealthy oligarch corporate types.
Right.
And but but people are bringing that up and trying to say like, well, that's another reason. So
Walt
she's clearly
Disney
racist.
himself was an anti-Semite.
Who?
Walt Disney.
Oh, who cares?
Walt Disney was a huge anti-Semite.
Has no bearing on this. But
really,
no, not really.
Why not? Why not bring it all
doesn't
back?
matter anymore. He's dead.
But all I'm saying is it's fans don't care if you have who you are. Like, they don't care if you're a woman or a man. They just care about content. They care about characters.
Well, she has a vocal fan base because of her outspoken political stuff. And it's only been in the past few months that this has been a thing with her. She's not been this outspoken like her entire career. It's been because she was asked about it. Now she's on like a national spotlight that she's never had before. People are paying more close attention to her social media. So maybe she had in the past, but like it just didn't get attention because she was Gina Carano. Like, she was kind of a C-list actor.
Yeah. Well, okay, but like the thing is, like, she herself, I don't think ever like made complete like statements about something that I've seen. I don't know. Do you guys know what we're talking about? Like,
she's pretty milk. She's it's pretty milquetoast stuff, and people know that, and they're just using it because they can. Like, they're using it because it's people are kind of misconstruing what they are and what her. Like, I don't even know if she's like conservative. I have no fucking idea. Like, honestly. She could be libertarian leaning. She just believes in freedom and liberty. Like, there was, 10 years ago, you could have been a liberal and have the same opinion. Bill Maher has the same opinion about this kind of shit.
See, here's the scary thing, though, is that since they wanted to get rid of her, so basically what they're going to start doing, if they want to get rid of you, if you're, a celebrity or whatever, they're going to use these kind of things to cancel you because they can.
Well, it's like they've already been going after Chris Pratt for his conservative.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Chris Pratt, so he'll just get like canceled
at some point, probably on a long timeline.
Then you're basically blackballed, and you can't do anything. Your whole career's over.
Well, it's not that she got fired by Disney; it's that her representation also dropped her. Like, that's the part where you're just like, oh, that is like blackballing.
Well, it's the same thing that happened to Brian Callen.
Yes, but because when your representation drops you, that's going to send a ripple effect through the rest of the industry. Do not hire this person. Do not work with this person.
Mm-hmm. Well, did you see the video I sent about Brian Callen?
Yeah, I watched
it. Did you watch it? No,
I watched it.
Sean?
No, I didn't even see it. I don't know what you're talking about.
I sent it in the Signal.
It made sense of why he's not on there now.
Well, yeah, he goes, listen, like, I stepped away. He said he did that. He stepped away from the fighter and the kid. And,
well, he had to because of the sponsors, right?
Right, because the sponsors were threatening to pull out, and he didn't want to hurt the show, so he stepped out. Which is commendable. You can say that, and I think he just wanted to kind of step away and do his own thing for a little bit, which is fine. But like the allegation, like the first allegation was like a verbal thing. Like, he said something, I guess, nasty to a chick, a blowjob or something. Like, that was the first allegation. Then the second allegation was from 21 years ago, bro. Are you kidding me? 21 years ago? That's like, and funnily enough, this is true story. I was in the military, and I saw this kid. I hadn't seen him in a little while, and I just went up to him. I was like, "Oh, hey, dude, what's going on? How you doing?" He goes, "Dude, honestly, like my life is fucked right now." And I was like, "Why?" He goes, "Some girl from high school said I sexually assaulted her." And he was in high school, and he was still in the military, so an investigation was opened up on him, so he couldn't work from something from high school.
Mm-hmm.
How crazy is that? Like
It
they
is
can just
crazy.
bring up random shit, dude. That is fucking disgusting.
Well, it's because they're trying, and they've done this over the past couple of years, trying to create a culture where the burden of proof is on the accused rather than the accuser.
Yeah.
Because there's no, and these things don't ever go to court. They don't anything like that. It's just the court of public opinion. There's no legal proceedings that happen.
No.
This all happens on social media. It all happens in magazines and newspapers.
And these sponsors.
It's not taking place in any kind of legal way where they're like legally going to be affected. And I think people are too callous about the idea that like these things don't negatively affect your life. Maybe not forever, but it does for a while, But
and it can forever, depending on the situation.
Yeah. I mean, you got somebody like Chris D'Elia. Chris D'Elia is another comedian, and I don't know. He was like definitely sleazy, but it's not like illegal anything he did. But in that case, I'm happy because I don't have to see Chris D'Elia anymore.
Yeah, but was his case don't they have like DMs or text messages?
More stuff. Actually, more stuff has come out since then. But I did not really keep up with it. So
I think it was like he asked him like, "Well, what's your age?" And she's like 17. He's like, "Oh, fuck that." I know that's one of them.
Yeah, that's an old one though. There was stuff that came out like I'm not even kidding, like a month ago. Like that was like more stuff, and I don't know what it is. I don't want to speak out of turn or out of school here because I don't really know. But
I thought he like knew.
But it's good. I mean, a guy like Chris D'Elia, like he was getting too famous, like he was too much. Like I had to see him all the time.
Anyway.
So this one's okay.
I don't like him. I don't like him. Yeah.
I didn't like him either that much.
I mean,
he's too ugly to be that arrogant. Like he has a good body because he works out all the time, but his face, I mean, that's a rat face. That's a rat face. He doesn't deserve this. What's going on?
Joe Rogan looks like a thumb. He
looks like a toe. Yeah, exactly.
Or a toe.
He does. That's a good. Yeah.
I mean, have you guys ever seen how Chris D'Elia dresses in his stand-ups?
Yeah.
With those giant T-shirts, like he's a baby. And these pants that are all like zippers all over them. This is madness.
Yeah.
Can't
like a jean wearer with like a button up.
Who the fuck does he think he's fucking Eddie Murphy? Get out of here, buddy.
I don't know. Chris D'Elia, I never really found to be too entertaining myself either. So
maybe
this.
He's probably a racist. He's probably racist too, guys.
I mean, dude, and that's the thing is like everyone's trying to stir up controversy over. Actually, question, Tom, you're a Patriots fan, right?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Not really.
So you're fan by location, not by yeah. Like you when they get to the Super Bowl, yay, and then you're good.
Yeah, I'll watch the Super Bowl, but
I feel you. Well, Tom Brady cussed out a guy on the field, and like the dude goes on Twitter and he tries to juicy sommelier him or whatever. Mm-hmm. He goes. Oh, I will not. It's not repeatable what he said to me. Blah blah blah, and it led to the people assuming
that
he said something. Yeah, his name was and finally, like,
actually, didn't we joke about that when we were watching it?
Yeah,
we actually literally said like, oh, he's gonna say that Tom Brady called him the N-word.
Yeah, I think we did.
Was that this year's Super Bowl?
Yeah, it just happened. So basically, Tyrann Mathieu was like talking crap to Tom, right, in like the second quarter or whatever. Like just talking crap to him. And Tom's like, oh, yeah, well, we're coming to you. I'm coming to you now. I'm going to start throwing the ball your way. And he was just hucking at him. And like people are catching it. The guy can't stop him. He throws a touchdown to AB, Antonio Brown, and he runs up to him. Tom Brady runs up to Tyrann Mathieu because he just slung the ball. AB caught it and Matthew was supposed to be covering him, right? So he runs up and he says like, I told you, fuck you. And he starts walking away. Matthew runs up behind him and he points in his face, a little bit, and then he runs away. And then Tom Brady puts on the boosters, full sprint, looks like he's walking, but he's sprinting. This is, we all know how slow Tom is. And he gets up to him and they start going back and forth, like helmet to helmet. You can see them just fucking hitting each other. And boom, and then they get pushed away and that's the end of it. But after the game, embarrassing loss by the Chiefs. They got manhandled. The only reason there was yards is because they played soft. They just let them throw ball until the game was over. And he posted that on Twitter. Like, I can't put up here what he said to me, but it's not repeatable, blah, blah, blah. It led everyone to assume that Tom Brady said something racist, like the N-word, right? And everyone is fucking freaking out. And then NFL Films said that they weren't going to put it out there what was said. They weren't going to release it.
Why not?
And that it led, well, they do, you know.
Oh, we know why. We know why. Because that exonerates Tom Brady. And they're like, this is a good media cycle. ESPN, we're going to have something to talk about for the next 4 days.
Well, Michael Irvin, who's a Hall of Fame receiver, Cowboys, I believe. Right, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cowboys. And he fucking comes up and he's like, listen, I listened to it. It's just shit talking. He was calling him a bitch, basically. He's like, I fucking told you, bitch. Like, you stupid fucking bitch. Like, you know, just there would be no point to put it out there because they're going to have to bleep everything out. It's just a bunch of bleeps, you know?
Yeah,
like,
there really
is. It would be. Like, listen, when the documentary comes out.
I'm not even allowed to come anymore. It's disgusting.
But I'm just saying, like, you don't fucking talk shit to Tom. Because if you talk shit to, like, you just don't. No, I'm serious, dude. He's so competitive. He went after him, like, just because Tyron said a little, like, fuck you, Tom. I got him. And he goes, okay, bitch. I'm going to fucking drive this down your throat. And that's what rock and roll. That's like rock and roll is badass. That's why Tom is the greatest of all time. Surpassed Michael Jordan, in my opinion. But, hey, I'm biased. I love it.
What about Tiger Woods?
Tiger Woods, you know, I'm not.
No, Tiger Woods had the potential to be that great, but then he kind of went on his downward spiral.
Yeah, drinking
for many years. Like Tiger Woods probably would have been up there with Brady and Jordan, but
he is. He's the greatest golfer ever, right? I mean, he is.
It's prostitutes and
he doesn't. He's not the greatest golfer.
He isn't.
No.
Who's
Why
better?
Not? Says.
Well, he's the greatest potential. Like he
is it that drink guy? The drink guy?
Well, people say Phil. I don't know much about golfing, but I know that he's not like.
Listen, if you get a drink named after you, if you get a drink, Arnold Palmer, that's his name. If you get a drink named after you, probably the best.
Let me ask you a
delicious drink.
Who's a better golfer, Tiger Woods or Mr. Happy Gilmore?
Listen, I don't know much about golf, but I know that in the realm of golf,
he's not the greatest.
No, he was on the trajectory to be the greatest.
So he was Mahomes.
Yes.
Okay. I can see that. So like,
but then he had all that personal shit that happened to him, where he got caught with the strippers and the
if only his wife had been
Perkins.
Yeah.
If only his wife had been fucking cool. You know what I'm saying?
Like, dude, you're married to Tiger Woods. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. You like this mansion? Why are you chasing this guy with a fucking golf club while he's in his Maserati?
Yeah, that's right. And
whatever she did, she came out and attacked him.
Yeah. It's. I think one of those. It's hard to determine, at least with golf, but he probably was the youngest best. You know, like he was really like when I think he won the Masters at like 19 or 20 or something crazy, like something crazy. I mean, he takes guys a long time.
He was the face of the sport to the public for like 25 years. I mean, ever since I was a kid, like buying those stupid fucking golf games. Golf.
Yeah. I remember the Tiger. That's what I was about to say.
And your dad used to buy that shit.
Yeah, he did, dude. Now I turn it to my dad, except I play Japanese arcade style golf games.
Well, and he kind of created the whole idea of like golfers being like big athletes and like working out.
Do it, baby.
Before Tiger Woods, a lot of big golfers were like fat and stuff.
Yeah.
How dare you?
It's the center of gravity. They can just.
Yeah, you want to be a power hitter? Or do you want to be a simp? You want to be a chump?
I mean, yeah. You don't need abs.
I mean, like seriously, you gotta have weight. You know how to? You ever hit a golf club? You gotta have weight behind you.
HBO made a documentary about Tiger.
Yeah,
they did. I saw it.
Yeah,
I watched it. Yeah.
So, do you guys know the name of the new Tom Brady documentary that's being made right now?
No.
Legend? I don't know.
No, I fucking told you this, Mike.
It should be called GOAT. I mean,
it should. It's actually called The Man in the Arena.
Is it? I hope they use like a metaphor of like Tom Brady fighting lions during the fucking era. Like he's like fucking what's his name, Russell Crowe in The Gladiator.
Let's see. You're both educated. All of you are. Mike, you already know though. We already talked about this, so you can't answer.
Okay.
Do you know where that comes from? The Man in the Arena, where that's famous. It's from a famous speech.
I don't know. Nothing comes to mind.
Badass American president. Let's try that. Come on, there's only one.
Badass Reagan? I don't know.
Yellowstone. Another hint. Rode a moose in a famous picture.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Teddy Roosevelt, bro.
Oh, Teddy Roosevelt.
I was just gonna say that, Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, I mean he's like the man.
Yeah. I was gonna say that too.
He got fucking shot. Someone tried to assassinate him. Then he gave like a 2-hour speech or some crap after. It's legend. He just got shot and he walked up on stage.
Yeah, because he didn't want to show that he was weak.
Can you like what?
I'm not even kidding.
COVID, got out of the hospital and shit.
That's what it was. It was a sign of like, you can't fucking stop me. You go ahead. You try to shoot me. I'm still gonna do my thing.
It's kind of badass.
I'm American, baby. I'm America.
I think that's same. Do you know who else did that? Famously,
Who?
Bob Marley. Bob Marley got shot, and then he continued to play a show, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
It's a famous moment. Yeah.
Yeah, but that guy from the Foo Fighters, he broke his leg, and he played the show too.
He finished a tour as well.
Actually, finished the story. He played from a chair.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I love the quote, and I think this does personify. This is really good. It resembles Tom Brady's career. If you know anything about Tom Brady's career, obviously Tom does. He's from Mass. You know, Sean. We're all from Mass, so we all kind of familiar with his career. But it's very short. It's about 2 paragraphs. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotion cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. So what his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither knew victory nor defeat. It's
Epic.
That's some fucking badass shit.
Epic.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the story of every great, though. You know, about every like guy at the top of the field, except Bill Gates, because fuck Bill Gates. Trying to fucking he's the largest farm owner in the United States.
Bill Gates is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
He owns like 58% of all farmland in the United States now, or something like that.
Shit.
40%. No, it's like 40.
He's going to control the fucking market.
It's like, you thought you could hide, buddy?
Well, with
Get
inflation,
that vaccine. Get that vaccine, you bitch.
Inflation, dude, prices are about to really go up.
Oh, yeah.
You've probably noticed it already.
I'm getting that vaccine. I'm not fucking taking that shit.
Oh, yeah? You want food, Michael? You want
I'm
food?
not fucking taking that.
Think about what happens if
Papa
Walmart
Gates
says we're not going to allow you in our
lie.
store without a fucking vaccine.
What do I have to prove to get a vaccine?
Show me your barcode on the
they're
back
gonna
of
give
your
you a
neck,
card.
piece of shit.
No, I'm not fucking
You need to
getting
be
it.
scanned into the
I'll
system.
buy it from fucking Mexico or something.
Mexico. Oh my God, you're gonna kill your family.
Mike, what you need to do is start buying survival supplies.
Yeah, get these buckets of food. Listen, I know this guy. His name's Tim Pool. Okay, I hook you with a promo code. He'll sell you buckets of cream.
What about farmer
soup.
markets? How are they going to stop them?
I don't know, dude. They'll find a way.
Farmer markets.
They'll find a way.
Like farmer markets. Like
Oh, those are technically regulated, and also you know that the ATF goes and shut those things down all the time.
Well, I know that, but
the ATF,
alcohol, tobacco, firearms, they have like a food division.
How are they going to shut those down all the time?
I believe so.
Because that's like a big market. There's a lot of farmer markets out here selling.
Not even that, and they're all owned by Bill Gates, and you just found out. You just found out today.
Yeah, but like if you controlled food distribution, that's pretty big. I mean,
yeah, you're powerful. But Dan, I'm not getting that vaccine either way.
What about you, Tim? You gonna get it? Have you thought about getting it, or have you already gotten it?
Who are you talking to?
Tom. Sorry.
Tom.
Or Tim Pool. I heard Tim Pool. It stuck out.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get it.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it in your dick?
I'm not getting it.
Not gonna get it in my dick, but I'll get it.
I don't feel like I need it anytime soon, so I'm not even worried about it.
Yeah, I just had COVID, so
I kind of want to
had
get
it. Oh shit!
Yeah, I had it back in right at the beginning of the year. I got tested positive on New Year's Day.
Oh no shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, he fucking went to He went to a fuck suck party.
Much.
How was it though? How did you handle it? How did it go?
I got it pretty mildly, just like fever and aches and stuff like that.
Strong man. It's what like you were the man in the arena. You dared to err. You fought valiantly. You tasted victory, but only because you knew of defeat.
Dan, what about you? Are you gonna get it?
I think I'm kind of on the same fence as Sean. It's kind of like, do I need to? Do I really need it? I don't know. And the thing is, I'm going to say that I'm going to get it and I'm going to die. That's probably what's going to happen. And then I will be plastered all over CNN. Man who said,
exactly. They're going to find this. They're going to find this podcast. Be like, somebody didn't think getting a vaccine was important.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it goes.
The purpose of getting it though.
Well, I mean, the thing is, as far as I know, the vaccine will stop you from getting symptoms, right? So, like, you still contract. Like, this is what they're saying. They don't know yet. You can be a carrier. You can still give people COVID. Like, you can be a carrier of it and pass it around.
Yeah, so you got to fucking live your life just like they're telling you to live it now. It doesn't even matter.
They're saying 2022. That's what they're saying.
Oh, like, Biden came out, what is it, yesterday? He was just like, hey, can we wear a mask for the next, 18 months? That'd be cool.
Oh.
Everybody's like, what?
Dude, but that's the thing.
I thought you were going to save us, Biden. I thought you were going to save us, Papa Biden.
Let's talk about the ultra hypocrisy of the establishment, the cathedral. So Andrew Cuomo, New York governor, hailed as the saint of he's like sainthood basically by the press.
COVID king. He was literally the COVID king. He wrote a book.
Yes.
About how to defeat the virus.
No, well, it was a book on leadership. It was it was a book on leadership.
I thought it was called how I defeated the virus or something like that.
Yeah,
And then when he was on during the DNC this past year, when they did the virtual DNC thing, like his whole thing was like, when the European virus came to New York City, I had to act fast and responsibly. They care about people. Like, it was fucking insane because he was like speaking in past tense as well. And this is like back in what was in that, July?
Probably fucking way before that, dude. March,
April. And he killed more grannies than anybody.
No, well, and that's interesting. Well, yeah. So this is crazy. So everybody, listen, we've all been talking, or not all, but we've talked about it on here before. You saw people like Steven Crowder, which has been very critical, and they're finding the same exact thing happen in Michigan as well from Governor Whitmer. And this really shows the disgusting tactics or the disgusting mindset of these Democrat governors, especially people who are considered more liberal leaning. They devalue people based off of their age. They do believe that. So Governor Cuomo sent thousands of COVID patients, into nursing homes. Thousands. Mm-hmm. Because they didn't want to overwhelm their hospital capacity. But guess what? You know what he never fucking did? Never touched the Javits Center. Never touched the fucking ship that Trump sent there, the medical ship, because he didn't want to make it look like Trump was helping out. So what did he do? He sent them to a bunch of nursing homes, which we all had a good idea that the most vulnerable people in our society with this virus was old people. 60, like anyone over 70. It's like
especially ones that live in nursing homes.
Most sure, because you're not mobile most of the time. You're not outside getting fresh oxygen, getting vitamin D, sunlight.
Staff coming in, staff coming out.
Yeah, and so they sent all these people in, and they fucking died. And this is the crazy thing. So everyone covered up for them. They all lied. Their entire governor, and everyone was saying it happened, but they couldn't find any evidence of it. And then just the other day, one of his assistant secretary or one of the secretaries to him spoke on a Zoom call basically saying, yes, we lied. We covered it up. There's about 9. So I think there was 12,000 reported or 8,000 reported deaths from
12,
COVID. 12,000 reported. Yeah. There's roughly 9,000 more people died.
And the reason, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, but so I think it's roughly 30,000 people have died in New York. You're talking 18 to 20,000. 18 to 20,000 were killed in nursing homes.
Wow.
Yeah. Leadership, baby.
Like
you want to live in this utopian society, you got to kill these people,
Emmy, bro. You want a fucking Emmy.
Well, has he been given the Emmy yet?
I don't fucking know.
Oh yeah, and they were talking about him for running for president too. Oh, he should run for president in 2024 or whatever.
No,
Yeah,
they were talking about they were talking about him getting into the race this election. That's how crazy they were. But
how did he already write this book? The pandemic's not even over.
He didn't write it, dude.
He didn't really write it, but yeah, his name's on it.
Well, but the thing is,
the excuse they gave though, before I just want to get this.
Yeah, go ahead.
The excuse they gave is that they were concerned that Trump's Department of Justice would treat them mean. It would be unfair to them if they found out that they were doing a bad job, which they probably would have.
Well, because who was investigating it? The FBI.
Yes.
They were looking into it, so they hid it from the FBI.
Which should be illegal, right? Isn't that like something that gets you kicked out of office and all sorts of crazy stuff?
Well, I mean, it's like, how can you not be held liable for certain things?
Yeah,
like,
nobody's talking about this. Everybody's talking about, actually, honestly, you know what's really sucks? Everybody's talking about fucking Cara Dune.
Well, it's like, and I think a lot of people are talking about both, honestly. I mean, as far as I've seen. But more people are talking about Cara Dune. Like, these things happen in waves, in weird ways, where they release these stories at times where nobody's paying attention. Well, I think it's, they didn't release like the Cara Dune thing. I think happened because there was a leak, like a true leak, supposedly.
What's the Cara Dune? I don't even know this.
Michael, where the fuck have you been,
the actress that got fired.
Oh.
The fucking thick bitch. Let me show you. If I can get a hot ass picture of Gina, who wasn't always my thing, but every once in a while you see a picture of her, you're like,
yeah. But so, and the criticism that Governor DeSantis of Florida, Mike, your governor, hugely criticized for doing what he's still being criticized, and like, they're saying he killed people, he killed all these people, this and that. But this is the thing. Like, I believe in the individual freedom. We've talked about this before. To die. Yeah, dude, she's hot, man. She's hot. She'd get it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Would you put it? I'd put it in her dumper, dude.
I put it everywhere.
I'd have to.
Any and or skin related surface, I would take.
I mean, Cara, if you're out there. Gina. If you're out there, I'll totally put it in your dumper.
Put it in there. But
let's get Tom's hot take. Tom, you see this chick right here?
Yep.
Yeah, you put it in her dumper or not?
Possibly, quite possibly.
Oh, possibly. Jesus Christ. Anyways, continue. I'm sorry, Dan.
But I was saying the way that Governor DeSantis was treated, or Governor Abbott, which is pretty ableist to me to discriminate against Governor Abbott because he is paralyzed, of Texas. But they got to, like, Mike, in Florida, you're pretty free. I mean, you might have to put a mask on to go to Walmart, but
I'm free. Northern Florida is way different than the central and southern Florida. They're much more strict down there. Like, if you go into places without wearing a mask, like, some of the people down there would be like, "Where's your mask?"
Right.
Like, it's customers.
Yeah.
But northern Florida, where I live, like from Jacksonville to where I live, it's buck wild. Nothing. But it depends on where you go.
Where Dan lives, before the last time I was up there when I was helping you move, you were just like, yeah, people don't really care. It's not that, like, not really that enforced. And I noticed when we were in stores and stuff, like, oh yeah, there's probably like 50-50 people wearing mask stuff. Now it was like everybody except for like random people.
Well, a bunch of like, you know, just, I guess we got to say it, just like, you know, low income white people, you know, just ripping around.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you wear a mask when you go in?
I do in certain situations. Like, I just depends, man. Like, will.
Did they ask you one time in Walmart to put one on recently?
They've asked me recently to do it.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not trying to have an argument with a goddamn, like, they're doing their job. I'm fucking just there to get food. You know, I'm there to get food and get out. Like, I'm not there to get into, like, I'm not trying to make a statement. To me, I'm free here. I'm like Nelson Mandela. Okay? You
exactly like Nelson Mandela.
And I'm free here. Like, I don't.
He died in prison.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he died in prison, dude.
No, he didn't. What are you talking about?
He didn't die in prison.
No.
Jackie,
it's, you know, that's where the Mandela effect comes from.
Oh, because everyone thought he died.
People think he died in prison, and then so they think like, oh, you know, dude, that's because you've lived in a parallel reality.
Oh, is that really where it comes from?
Yes.
That makes sense. But it's the freedom is in my mind, my heart. I express it, and like I'm psychologically rejecting the mask while wearing it. Like I'm acknowledging that this is stupid.
At least you're not one of these people that's wearing a mask. It's like, what is it, not by choice or something like that? I guess you could get one of those.
Well, I sit there and
It's too braggadocious. That's douchey. That's braggadocious. Like shut up. Like
it's like, okay, you're wearing a mask with BLM on it. I get it. Like, okay, you're fucking, you can do whatever you want, man. I don't care. I just don't give a fuck about what anyone else is doing. I just care about what I'm doing. And when I go to Lowe's or something, like I don't, because I've never been asked in Lowe's. Like they don't care. They don't even have like wear a mask. Oh, she's hot, dude.
She's got your back, buddy. She also was laughing about masks. In November.
But that's an American woman.
That's why
you know what's hilarious, dude? The liberal left media upholds like strong, independent, free-thinking women, except when they're conservative. That's like the time when it's not okay.
You got to be as Candace Owens would say, you got to be on that Democratic plantation. You got to be subscribed to those views. You got to be part of
cancel my subscription, please. I want a refund. 400 years of oppression refund, please. There's your reparations, people.
Yeah, if you're a conservative woman, you're a bimbo.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, Tom, like he's gone everywhere. He's refused to wear a mask. He's been spitting at people.
I know. I just
ridiculous.
In fact, I if somebody tells me to put a mask on, I just go up to him and kiss him.
It's true. It's not even lying, dude. We were at Red Lobster. We went to Red Lobster today.
Well, that's a great place. Got the great biscuits.
It's not, but like, thank you.
The biscuits, bro. Those cheddar biscuits are fucking.
Those cheddar biscuits are bomb. They're
one
great.
reason you go there.
But Tom goes up to the lobster tank and he just fucking hawks a loogie and he just spits it in there. He said, "Here."
Did.
He said, "Eat, bitch." And I was like, "Oh my god!" And the hostess was just such in shock. She just sat us. She didn't even know what to say.
I don't know, man. I think how long are people going to continue to play into the I'm not going to call this sham. I think it's way overblown in my opinion, a lot of the things. But then again, who am I? I'm not a doctor.
They're just going to keep blowing up the currency. They're like, give us people like $500 a month. And then as soon as everybody gets mad, they'll be like, here's $500. Be like, oh, I'm really mad, but
it's like, dude, what are
government cheese?
Are we getting a second stimulus?
Yes.
But like, I can't.
Most likely. Yeah.
Yes, but I can't. Mike, end of March. That's what they're saying. End of March.
So is it going to be off the new tax season or the old tax season?
It's going to be based off of whatever your current taxes are available. So if you paid the new taxes this year, then that's what it is.
Your 2020 most likely.
If you filed by then, which you should have filed.
Mike, you're gonna be fine. You'll get your money. You sick.
You'll get it. But the thing
is
this.
Mike's like just going to his house, like counting how many kids he has. It's like, what can I get?
Well, isn't it based? I think it's based off your like taxable income too. So if you get that, like standard deduction, I don't think that counts towards it.
Yeah.
So it's just sitting there. Like,
How much are they giving us?
$1,400.
Yeah, $1,400.
I don't know. That's like you're gonna be like $100,000 sent to you, Mike, because of like all the kids you have.
Mike,
that's why it's important that I get filed.
Yeah, file.
No, I know it's gonna. If you got it before, you'll get it again. Like you got the 600, right?
Okay, loaf of bread. Your average loaf of bread is probably $2-3.
No, it's like $1 if you can buy the right stuff.
I'm just saying, like average.
Okay?
I'm not talking about low end. I'm not talking about high. I'm talking about average.
How much can this banana cost? $10 for this banana? No problem. How much bananas cost?
Tom, back me up here. Okay, it's the mean. Okay, it's the middle. I'm trying to pick in the middle. I buy $5 loaf of bread. Okay, that's me.
$5?
You buy $8 loaf of bread?
I buy $20 loaf of bread.
Wow.
Actually, Tom's like, I bake my own bread.
I do.
With his own yeast from his own body.
I do.
That's how we do it. But they're projecting. I was reading this article reading this excerpt from a clip of Dave Ramsey. So Dave Ramsey is like this super guru guy. He's a financial guru. Yeah, financial guru, help you save. The blah blah blah. But he was talking about it was really interesting, and he goes, "Listen," he's like, "I'm like been doing this for a long time." He's like, "I'm not saying I'm right, but he's like, things are already progressively going up. Like the cost of bread has gone up like 50 cents in the last couple months. Like your average cost of bread has gone up 50 cents. And he's like, we haven't even hit the inflation mark yet to where it's like we're trying to play catch up with the economy,
I know, Dan. So when's the inflation mark coming?
Like it could be 6 to 8 months. Like we could see a real retraction because our inflation is so high. Like if they pass this $2 trillion, that 1.9, whatever it is, $1 trillion stimulus, which they have obviously, but once everything gets divvied up and it's done, we're talking 83% of all U.S. money ever made in the history of the U.S. was printed this year.
Probably.
We are 100. After this, it'll be 157%. Okay, for our GDP, that's how much we're over. For our natural, like it is insane.
So what is this guy saying? Dave Ramsey. What's he saying? I follow Dave Ramsey, actually. I've listened to one of his books.
Basically, everything is going to go through the roof. Like everything.
Yeah, but you said he was doing something for a long time. What's he been doing?
What do you mean?
You said that he said I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, like he's a finance guy.
Oh, okay.
He's like been looking at finances.
I didn't know if he was like doing some kind of investment or saving some kind of way.
No, it's not even about. It's just that like our money is getting devalued at an exponential rate.
Oh, I know that.
It just will be. So things will just be generally more expensive.
No, that's why I need that government money so I can pay off the debt so I don't have it later on.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Mike. When they give you money, that raises the inflation.
I know that. But Dan, if they're going to give it to me anyway, if you're smart, you'll take that money and pay off your debt. So when it does go up, you won't have as many bills.
No, it's not your debt, Michael. Listen, I understand what you're saying, but you got to think.
I'm thinking from a small perspective, Dan.
No, I'm talking about from a small perspective too.
I'm thinking about
grocery. So how much do you spend on per set of grocery? So you probably go a couple times a month.
Yeah, every week.
Okay, every week. How much do you spend once a week?
Probably like 100 to 200.
Okay, so let's say 150.
Yeah.
You could be looking at $300 to $400.
No, I know, and that's why if I take that money that they're going to send us and I freaking knock down the other bills, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear you, but now you're talking about your monthly bill going from $800 to possibly like $2,000.
I know, that's why I have to prepare.
Yeah, it's just like, but that $1,400 is not going to really do anything.
Well, it can knock off a debt or something.
Yeah, but how much is your other bill? $100, $150.
Like
so now you're paying, okay, 200. So now you're paying 1,000 if you include your bills and your food that you're paying with you and your family for a month.
I know, but
now it's going to go up to 2,000
no matter what at this point.
It is. I guess 2,200 is more than 2,000. I'm just saying it's kind of a wild time. Like you're going to have to start charging people more for the jobs you do because the money's going to be worth less.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the Fed will start playing around with the interest rates because that's what they do. They'll raise the interest rates to try to stave it off. Right? Well, no. If they're worried about inflation, they raise the interest rates.
So, like, interest rates as far as what they loan out?
No, when they lower the interest rates when the economy is really bad.
Right.
But when the economy improves and they start worrying about inflation, then they raise the interest rates. Because when you raise the interest rates, it slows the inflation down, theoretically.
I would hope that the people that are in charge of the Federal Reserve, who all are from these big banks, I don't know, like Deutschen or whatever, like all these fucking big ass banks, what's another one? Bank of America and shit. They all go work there. You would hope that they're actually looking out for the vested interest of the country. But after 2008, like it's hard to, how do you trust these institutions? How do you trust these people that like literally are gambling? And the way the stock market is just still going up, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. How can our economy be crumbling, but the stock market keep going? It just doesn't make sense.
Well, it's a very, very, very small part of the economy that's driving the stock market. It's essentially big tech. Big tech is pretty much driving the stock market. If you take big tech out and you look at the regular economy, it's in the crapper.
That's what I'm saying. Like airlines down, everything's down.
Way down.
Food, everything's
retail's way down. Everything's way down. It's literally big tech is like inflating the economy just because they're making so much money.
Doesn't that sound like a bubble?
Yeah, it wouldn't suggest otherwise, but it's also like I don't know. I don't know how long that lasts or whatever, and if they can stave off if they can mitigate the effects before it completely bursts. Because I'm sure they have to understand that. I'm sure they know that. And also, dude, listen, guys, Dogecoin's going to the moon. Okay?
Yeah, Dogecoin. Well, we'll see. I mean,
No,
and then Elon Musk turns around with Tesla and buys $1.5 billion of Bitcoin.
But what is how does a bubble burst for big tech? Like when they're going to the moon. There's really no way to stop it. They're in a situation where they're just not going to stop accumulating wealth. So I don't know why their companies would actually be devalued at any point. I don't know.
Well, the devaluation goes off of the confidence, right? Like in whatever the stock market
sets
because
it at, everybody,
no
matter
buy if more stocks, so it goes up.
But people are dirt poor. They have no choice but to use these services, especially during a pandemic time or whatever.
I fucking hate them too.
I mean, but that's the reality. Like we're not going to as a culture, as a consumer, we're not going to unplug from their services.
This is what they need to do. Okay, so we're having inflation issues. This is what I demand from the federal government. What we need to do is pass a law that you can't raise prices more than 15% across the board for anything, because they made billions of dollars off this pandemic. They're the ones that got fucking super wealthy. These big companies, they can fucking take a break for the next 10 years or something. They need to be able to, because I'm not saying that I don't like government control over the market. But at this point, what left do we have? Because what happens is they start raising everything super high, and then now they raise the minimum wage. Well, fuck. Now that goes up even more. Everything's going to go up in price.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's like they should.
Oh, for sure.
Why have they been able to dominate the marketplace for this past year, while all the small businesses, the farmer markets, I'm just saying,
they're creating
something.
The government's in on it, dude. They're creating a technocracy, parallel societies. For these,
goddamn, we need to get in.
These tech guys are the new fucking corporate overlords that used to control politicians through lobbyists and money and stuff. Now it's these guys. Now these guys are the new overlords, and they're ideologically driven. They're not even capitalistically driven. We just want to make money, so we're going to pay these people to create laws and provisions that help us. No, these people are just no, dude. We got to excise the evil from the country. While they go hang out in a Buddhist monastery for 2 years.
Or protect pedophiles.
Well, we need to get on their level of making their kind of money.
Well, I mean, it's going to cost a lot, Mike.
It's going to cost a lot. Well, I think it's one of those, big tech is definitely pushing certain ideological perspectives, which we've seen especially the last year or so. But with the Biden administration
I'm sorry.
I would say the Biden administration, what was it, today? They were questioned on the Cuomo situation. Paskey, the fucking press secretary.
It said we don't really not aware.
Oh, well, because they sat down with him that day.
I know.
All the governors, whatever, came and talked to him. And it goes, I just don't understand. I just don't understand how you can sit there and not say anything.
Because they're liars. They don't care.
It's not even lying. They just won't acknowledge it. It's worse.
No, that's what I'm saying. They don't.
It's
care.
denial.
Dude, how has Biden acted since he got in office? When he has been asked any question, he goes, "Yeah," and then just walks away.
Yeah.
I'm not even shitting you. That's his answer. He's like, "What did you talk to Putin about?" We talked about you, and he just walks away.
Yeah.
Mr. Biden, we're going to get to 2000. What about the vaccines? The vaccines is kind of not an ambitious plan. We're already doing 1 million a day. So 1 million vaccines in 100 days is not very good. He's like, come on, man.
Yeah, I just got here.
You guys told me we couldn't get there before. Nobody's ever said that to him because he never fucking answered questions.
And they got busted. They got busted. They were screening all the questions.
They didn't get busted.
Secretary.
Everybody fucking knew it.
Well, no, but they ratted on him. All the journalists, a bunch of them went to, I guess there's some committee or
they probably leaked information or whatever. Yeah.
No, they went to there's an overview, I don't know what's it called, a charter, not a charter, a fucking committee of for the press secretary.
Yeah, sure.
For the press at the White House, and they all complained to it. They were like, "Hey, they're making us give them the questions before they won't calling us and shit."
Isn't that a huge news story? You don't think that should be a giant scandal? No.
Yeah.
They're fucking reporters. They're journalists. why aren't they journalism about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Or when this guy was banging this chick. This is all I know, right? They're on the campaign trail.
Yeah,
They're banging, and one of them was a reporter for Axios, and it's a guy, I think. And he's banging this chick, right? That works for Biden. Banging her, getting in, getting
that's a great story.
No,
Great story, but
the guy works for Biden.
the guy works for Biden,
Yeah.
and the chick is banging the guy, sleeping her way to the top. That's what I like to see. Strong, independent, charismatic, and on her knees, where a woman should be. So she fucking...
Dude, just imagine what was that like after, Dan. These people underneath tremendous stress, and then they go into their, go into their room, they bang it out, we leave. Like,
Mike's like fucking hard as a rock right now. Can you imagine the cum?
So Joe Biden said on his first day of office, like, hey, if you disrespect anybody, if you, like that you work with or work around, like you'll be fired immediately. So this guy calls this journalist and basically says, like, I'll destroy you if you talk about this. Like, I'll destroy you. He said that to a fellow, like, coworker, and he got suspended for a week. Can you believe this? Like, it's so hypocritical. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm just saying they're all scum. Okay?
No, the guy sexually and then engaged in sexual harassment and threatening behavior, and he got suspended.
Well, not sexual harassment.
No, they're considering what he apparently, like, because he wouldn't let it go with this relationship with this woman. Like, there's more details to the story.
I thought they were still together.
I don't believe so. No. The reason they said they wouldn't fire him is because he has cancer, and they're like, we can't like kick him off of healthcare.
What do you mean? He's got Obamacare, dude. So good.
Exactly right.
It's so free, so good.
But whatever.
Hey man. I don't know. I'm just saying we should all work towards a better society. And when bread is $35, $40 a fucking loaf, I'm still buying.
Dan, if bread is that much, that would be ridiculous.
That's what could happen.
Dan's like,
I'm gonna be a fucking backyard farmer.
Grow your own bread. Exactly. Me too. I'm gonna grow Wonder Bread.
It comes like you go to your tree and it's got like the Wonder Bread bag on it, and you pull it down.
Yeah. Yeah, you pull it down. It's got the little plastic tab, the tie, and you just like you gotta and like, damn it, I ripped the bag. Bread falling all over you.
Yeah.
Shit. Another crop lost. I was worth $60. I gotta like go outside, yell at my son in our Wonder Bread farm.
Dude, pretty soon a PlayStation will be freaking $1,000.
Dude, well, PlayStation, dude, they're saying it's gonna be another 6 months before you're really gonna be able to buy one in the store, maybe even a year. Huh?
Why?
Because they don't have the parts right now.
AMD chips, I guess they're like gone. They're like they're being bought up by fucking China or some shit.
So who has all these freaking PlayStation 5s?
It's the Bitcoins. It's the Bitcoin stuff that's killing the shit market. Everybody's buying graphics cards for like Bitcoin mining.
Oh shit.
So they fucked us over. They fucked us over.
So I know somebody that just bought a computer. He was trying to build a computer. You couldn't get a graphics card because
I need to get a graphics card for my potato. Like that's really basically all I need is like a beefy graphics card. And I wanted to get like one from a few years ago so I could spend like $150, $200 and get something that's gonna be more than enough for what I need.
Like a 1070 or something.
1080, yeah. And but those are like now those are like $400.
Oh. Yeah, because they can't find them.
Fuck. So I'm just gonna wait.
Well, it's a fucking shame that. Like, how could you just let these things go? You got the PlayStation. Like, how could you not buy more? Like, you've been building this fucking thing for years. You didn't know what you were putting in it like a year or two ago?
Well, they did. They go through their stock. They have to see if they need to order more or not. Like, they're not going to just invest.
I think there's some COVID supply chain problems going on, too.
That's definitely true. Listen, why don't we just get the Uyghurs to build it? They build everything else for us.
Exactly. So I've been saying this for a long time. If they're going to be there, if this is going to happen, let's get some Marvel movies made. Let's get some AMD chips out there. Let's get some Nike shoes.
And honestly, like this is the thing. How the fucking Disney, who fucking thanks the CCP, okay, who have people in concentration camps, fucking cancel.
Not only do they thank the Chinese government at the end of the new live action Mulan. That's what Dan's talking about.
Yeah.
They actually filmed scenes where they had to digitally paint out towers from the camps.
Are
From
you
the
kidding?
weird
Yes,
Dude,
because of the
Mike.
mountain ranges, like beautiful mountain ranges.
cancel Disney Plus, dude. What the
Wow.
fuck are we doing? Look,
Well,
we're talking.
I
We're
like
talking-
human suffering. I'm into it.
Of course. Well, what they're doing is they're filming a Holocaust film, okay, with Asians as an artistic piece. This is what this all is. This is what this is about. It's really just a large Holocaust film.
Actually, this entire thing, everything that's happening with Disney is a giant art project by Banksy. I don't know if you guys know who Banksy is, but
Yes.
um,
But like, think about the hypocrisy. It's insane. They
of course
literally.
it's just in the same way with Tim Cook from Apple, right? He goes, he's like,
dude,
you know,
that's when Ricky Gervais was so fucking good. Dude.
No, and he nailed him.
This.
He nails him. So he at the Golden Globes a couple years ago, Ricky Gervais nails Tim Cook from Apple.
He goes like,
he's like literally
ISIS
his products are made with slave labor, but he talks like he's the wokest motherfucker on the planet. And he talks about equity. He talks about, you know, all of these things. All of the shows on Apple Plus are very woke and very inclusive and equitable, but his entire company is fucking built on the backs of literal slaves.
Oh yeah.
like
They have to. They still to this day there are suicide nets outside of buildings where the slaves live. Okay,
so that they can't kill themselves.
The
How crazy
quote-unquote
is that?
slaves, right? Like it is crazy. It's fucking insane.
It's
These
the
people
largest
are-
human trafficking supply chain in the world.
The disconnect in the public just doesn't. They cannot, like, for whatever reason, they're just like, Star Wars. I really like Star Wars. I can't. No,
Yeah.
I like. No, this is, and I think we talked about this on the most recent episode of Zoobox Live. It was like this fucked up thing is that people will pick Star Wars. They will pick Marvel over the dignity of 2 million people being held in a concentration camp.
Not necessarily 2 million. They think that they're okay.
Millions of people.
Millions of people for sure.
It could be 100,000 people, and it would be a travesty.
Yeah, it's still horrible. 50% of the Uyghur population has been killed. There was roughly 8 million starting back in 2003.
Yeah,
And do you know what they labeled them as first? Terrorists. Muslim terrorists.
They had to be re-educated, and they had to be like, you know, we need to do all this stuff. We got to put them in re-education camps.
What they did is they read 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. Now listen.
All I'm saying is Gina Carano is right.
Yeah. No, but it's like the hypocrisy from these fucking these woke people. They fucking sit there and they say, you know, like they do these like struggle sessions. Did you hear about Northwestern University? I guess they have a law school there, and they had all the white students go on Zoom and admit they're racist because they're white by birth.
Yeah, that's just an automatic position.
If you didn't do it, you got like an F for the project.
Well, yeah, that's critical race theory, whatever they call it. Critical race theory.
Critical race theory, intersectional theory.
Fucking postmodernism.
Postmodernism, yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking communists, deconstructionists. Hi, I'm Dave Rubin.
Dude, do you know how the military did a military stand down for 60 days, which basically means this: every unit in the military, out of 1 day out of 60 days, have to have a sit down, a stand down. No one goes to work that day, and you have a discussion about whatever the military decides. They're rare, but they happen. So like we were having massive amount of suicides in the military a year or two ago. And I mean a lot. Like your average year was about 10 to 12. I think 2019 there was something like 100. Like in the Air Force alone. It was a considerable number. And so they had a stand down where you talk about your feelings, you know, hey, like I think this is why people are doing it, blah, blah, blah. It's just a bunch of people that are having a hard time. So they're doing it for racism and extremism. My buddy had to do it the other day, and he called me, and he goes, bro, like, they legit were calling white people racist. Like, that's what they were doing. Telling military members that you can't speak to black people a certain way because you come up as racist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're saying, well, you can't go up to a black person and say they did a bad job because that is you, like, using, it's like white supremacist. No, it's like, view as, like, white supremacist.
Well, you're being oppressive. Like it's transgenerational trauma, where they're just like, dude, this guy's ancestors were slaves. And you're being mean to him.
Like,
I mean, what does that
guarantee-
look like, dude? It looks like you're treating him like a slave, dude.
Listen, dude, I've yelled
I'm
at
not
my
even
fair
joking.
I've yelled at my fair share of people. I have. Like when I was in the
Mostly black
military, I
people.
did.
Unrelated.
But no, the thing is, like, I know there's at least probably one kid out there that feels like I yelled at them because they were black. Like that might be a real feeling someone had. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, that's your fucking problem. Because I just treat everyone the same. You fucking want to get a mouth with me? Like I'll fucking get in your ass, dude. I'm Tom Brady.
Ugh.
Okay? I'm Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Talking to Gina Carano over here.
Thomas, Edward, Patrick, Brady, Jr. Ski up. Ski up.
Ski up.
Ski up.
Ski up.
Ski up. I fucking Shannon.
Dan
This
Brady.
franchise, this
Yeah,
team.
Daniel, Joseph, Edward, Patrick, Deegan, Jr. Fucking goddamn.
That's what you, if you ever have a kid, then that's what you should name him.
No, I was thinking right height, no bucket required. That's what I was thinking.
For your son.
Yeah, right height, no bucket required.
Right height, no bucket required.
Yeah.
Actually, Tom would probably get a kick out of that. A couple of episodes back, we did a live watch along of an old BBC documentary about bestiality.
That's awful.
About people that were like in America.
Oh my god!
In the United
I have
States.
to talk about this.
Okay,
Sorry, go ahead.
go.
Go ahead. This is
No,
crazy.
I'm just saying. I think Tom, if you look back on the archives from a couple weeks ago,
Guys,
you
I'll have
enjoy
to look
those.
at that.
It's,
I'll have to
it's
look
very
it up.
fun.
listen, I watched something. I literally had to do I had to cover my eyes. Like I got sick instantly from watching. So a Mouthy Buddha, Sean and I were talking about, man, that new video got released, and I was like, oh, I'm
know.
gonna check it out.
I gotta watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
Bro, holy shit. It's fucking crazy.
Dude, I'm gonna make Tom watch it with me.
No, dude, listen. I'm gonna tell you right now, dude, if you're queasy, if you get queasy easily, don't watch it. Or close your eyes, because he warns you before. He goes, like, what you're about to see is graphic.
It's
Like,
extremely awesome.
no, I mean, it's like, so there's this cult guy, this cultist dude. And he is he calls himself a doctor. Dude,
Doctor.
no, he's not a fucking doctor. So he literally, there'll be lines of people, and he's got like 2 little kitchen knives with like wooden handles. Like, I swear to God. And like, he'll cut into people and like shit. And like perform surgery on them. Like, these aren't little cuts. These aren't these are like cuts. These are deep.
Do they go well?
Huh?
Does the surgery go well?
No, but they're like spirit surgeries. Like, I don't know. Like, they're weird. Dude, I swear to God, you'll see the video later. He grabs the guy's eyeball.
Well, you got to send it to me.
Mike, you're not going to want to watch this, bro.
I want to watch it.
Okay. He grabs a fucking dude's eyeball. He's holding his eyeball. Like, he's like pushing down on his eyelid and squeezing. He takes this fucking knife from like this kitchen, looks like a kitchen knife, and he scrapes and is like peeling his eye back. Like, I swear to God.
And is the guy screaming?
No pain, like relief that I saw. So, but like, it's because that Satanist chick, she does those spirit cookings. That weird lady.
What are you talking about, Dan?
Mike, dude.
Dan, you guys, this is too like complicated to explain.
Look,
right
What are
now.
you into here?
Oh,
what is
Mike,
this shit?
Mike, we're
Listen,
talking
we're
at the
in
elites,
deep
Mike.
deep. We're in
The
deep.
elites.
How come you don't
Yeah,
send
what-
this shit to me?
I do, and you get fucking pissy with me. I don't want to fucking watch this. I don't want to fucking check this out.
I
Oh,
got
yeah,
standards,
but you-
man.
and
I got
he goes-
standards. I won't go. You know, I gotta have respect for myself. Like,
You know,
that's fine.
yeah,
No, you
Mike
don't.
goes, I won't. What are you sending me, man? That's what he always does. Mike, you do the same shit. Like, okay, sometimes I've crossed the line, like where a dude's getting fisted in the butt. Like, okay.
No, Dan
I-
said some crazy things, so I never know what you're sending.
That's
But
true.
if you let me know,
That's
hey,
not
this is
around.
something that I may want to watch.
I do, Mike. Come on, you are like the number one guy. You send something that you would be like, hey, dude, this is kind of crazy. Don't watch it around people. What is it? What is this? I don't want to watch this shit, man. What the fuck is this? Like, you always do that every time.
Okay, send it. I'll watch this. What you just said.
Okay, but Mike, I'm telling you, do not watch Mouthy Buddha. You will get sucked in. You will get that.
Well,
That's
how do I
serious,
find
serious. I can send you the links on how to get there. You got to go to BitChute. Now listen, I'm telling you,
not on
Mouthy
YouTube?
Buddha, Mike, huh?
It's not on
No,
YouTube.
he got removed from YouTube. I'm telling you. No, listen, he's not showing like it's sexual deviant shit. Remember that fucking pedophile shit I sent a while ago? The guy was like
Yeah.
looking into the pedophile. That's Mouthy Buddha. That's who that guy is. So he investigates and he finds, dude, you and Tom tonight should go watch All Mouthy Buddha. He exposed Tom Hanks. No, I'm kidding. But like, he kind of like, that's where the one I'm like, but he makes broader projections, which is why Sean and I have talked about this. He's really good at his job. Like he's really good at
incredibly
like,
good
editing.
Like if he is a bad actor in the sense where he is like putting out misinformation, he's like a very good at what he does.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about this before, and coming from a place of having a lot of experience with like conspiracy culture and watching conspiracy videos growing up and stuff like that, it's like, an argument is if somebody's good enough, it's very easy to make people believe in crazy shit in a vacuum. In the vacuum of the video, it seems very convincing, right? You watch something for 20 minutes, they present their case, they omit things that pesky facts, pesky details. You don't need to know that. They'll admit things like that. And I don't know. And what I'm saying, just as a disclaimer, I don't know his intentions. I don't know this person. I don't know if he's on the up and up or not. I'm not. But I'm saying I think it seems pretty legit to me. Pretty on the up and up in terms of like earnestly, like I want to find the truth about something.
But there is so much crazy shit, Michael. Tom, you know who Mouthy Buddha is, Tom?
No,
I do not.
Dude, listen. This guy is like the Sherlock Holmes of our time. Okay? He is... No, and I'm not even trying to be like too conspiratorial. Everything he is showing you is real. Like you can replicate this stuff very easily. It's not like flat Earth, okay? You can replicate that too, but...
where's the curvature, Dan?
Where is it? Have you seen it? No. Fucking, there's a reason why Tom knows that's why he rides on trains.
I want you to send me the one with the guy doing the spiritual search. Okay.
Yeah, dude, seriously, man, I was in bed, not expecting it. I'm like, it can't be that bad. And I went, oh my God, like it out loud going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my fuck. Like I couldn't watch it.
I want to watch that one.
Like seeing a person stand there with their arms up over their head and someone's holding them and he comes up with a knife and cuts into their stomach. Like,
okay, you gotta send me this shit.
Dude, it is terrifying. Nice. But to think the will it takes to give up that power to some guy, just to some fucking guy.
I would never do it.
Like, come on, man. It was, but this Mouthy Booty guy, he goes out, he looks into, so like everything is, listen, all right, I have a question for everybody here. Do you believe pedophiles exist?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think pedophiles can be in positions of power?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how realistic is that?
Pretty realistic.
Okay, Jeffrey Epstein, right? Jeffrey Epstein opened something big.
Honestly,
we all are aware of this.
The most explicit examples we have are famous people.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of poor people.
And there's not a lot of famous people. So when you're like saying it, say how many like actually like famous people there are, what, like 10,000 that are globally known, and then we know that maybe a few hundred of them are pedophiles. Those odds that's pretty high. That's a lot of people.
Well, it's like
a very small community.
It's not 1 in 1,000. It's like 1 in 20.
Yes.
Or something. Yeah. It's like literally there's some creepy shit out there, right? So you take into the thousands of people that work in our government and the thousands of people that work in Hollywood and all these elites, the elites of our society. Okay. So he's found on just basic internet, just Google, that if you type in certain keywords in certain orders, like it brings you embedded in internet websites in the code, like to child pornography. Like, and he, is internet obviously in the subculture, but he's found and he reports all these websites to the FBI. Like he constantly reports them. Like that's what he does. I think I was reading on his Twitter. He said he doesn't have Twitter anymore, but it was something like 16,000 websites that is available on Google that he's reported over the last year and a half. He's doing this all day. It's got to drive you crazy. But he has.
How does he make money?
Huh?
How's he making money?
Patreon. He has this pretty substantial following through Patreon. He's probably got I think it's 5,000 people giving him at least $1 a month.
Oh.
So but just I'm sitting there, dude. Like, this is what journalism is. Like, journalism takes you to some weird places. Look at Project Veritas. Got removed from Twitter. Like for some bull crap.
They're back though.
No, they're not. James Keefe is, but not Project Veritas. As far as I know.
Okay.
Because from what I read is, if you guys don't, you know who Project Veritas is, Tom?
I don't.
What? But they're like, they investigative journalists who like get leakers from like Google, Facebook campaigns, and they, so if they know Google's doing something like wrong, they'll like come leak to them and they'll like make videos and stuff. It's pretty interesting. They're hated by the liberal media, hated, because they are definitely looking at liberal stuff a lot harder. Pretty interesting. But they got removed. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gone. Yeah, they got completely nuked.
Yeah, so like they got suspended until they were told they just had to remove, because basically what they did is they went to a guy's house, which has always been done in journalism. As far as cameras have been around, people go outside
undercover expose stuff. I mean,
yeah, but not this one. This one was like waiting outside the guy's house, and it's like, oh, Mr. So-and-so, hey, will you comment on this? Like you've seen that through CNN does it, like
sure, yeah,
all the time. Like people go to people's homes, they wait. How many times?
Ambush journal. It's just called ambush journalism.
Right. So they got in trouble. They got removed, suspended first because they showed the guy's house, not his address. They just showed his house.
Yeah. They were just looking for a reason.
Right. And then they got suspended. They said to delete the tweet, and they were like, okay, I guess we're gonna blah 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 do that. And then they permanently suspended them.
Yeah.
Like crazy, dude. It's crazy.
And they have a policy of not letting you back on after they've made that decision for some reason. But
even Donnie can't get back on. Man.
Donnie can't get back.
Donnie can't get back on. No one's get back on. But the thing is this, guys, I think we're all going to say this. And I know everyone's got to go. I'm just saying they are coming for, like, they're going to eat their own.
They're coming for your ass.
No, they're going to have no one left to eat but their own. And you're already seeing it happen.
Exactly. You're already seeing this kind of this turncoat nature about these purity tests about like who is the most virtuous. I mean, look at what's happening to Joss Whedon, who is a feminist icon, pop culture icon, the guy who created Buffy the Vampire Slayer and all that stuff. Like they're coming after him fucking hard right now. Every female cast member that he ever worked with basically came out and be like, yeah, dude's a creep. So they're out there. It's happening. Maybe for a good reason. Maybe that's the just one. But like what I'm saying is they're gonna turn their gaze to themselves, and they're gonna find a lot of monsters because a lot of people are just monstrous no matter what your political persuasion is. But before we go, Mike, we need a life update. Okay, we need a work situation update. Now, I think last time we left off, so you had started a new job. You weren't super stoked about it, but like you were gonna like kind of just grind on.
Yeah.
And you were refusing to sign a non-compete form.
Yes, I was.
Did you ever sign this form?
No, I never signed the form.
Baller move, dude.
Okay, so what's the big update, dog?
Well, now I'm leaving and I'm gonna go out and start my own company doing handyman services.
Not hand jobs.
No, not hand jobs.
You're not a prostitute.
I mean, maybe.
Well,
maybe for some extra.
Maybe if it paid double.
Yeah.
If the price is right and I'm allowed to wear a glove, maybe.
A glove with some Vaseline?
No, not even that. No. They want like a workman's glove.
That's fine.
Yeah. You know, get that real thick grip though. No, they like it dry.
Oh, dude, a little spit.
Mike puts a piece of sandpaper in his hand, just goes to town.
Nobody's trying to cut a dick. Like they're like I like it when it hurts, but I need to move.
So spring-loaded maggot dick. Don't look it up.
I can't handle it anymore, man. I can't handle I don't know how people do a job every day. I don't get it. I can't do it.
Me too, man. Me too.
Or like the grind.
The grind of just working set hours and that's all you do all day and there's no flexibility. There's no like.
Yeah.
You know, how do people get shit done? How do you go to the DMV or how do you go?
You actually are made to suffer and ask for permission, and
that's what I mean.
And you lose out on money, or you have to take personal time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because society is literally structured to be work against the 9 to 5 fucking Monday through Friday guy. Like that guy has no time to do anything for himself. He can't go to the store. He can't go to the DMV. He can't do these kind of normal everyday things. He can't go to the fucking bank.
And the funny thing was, So I've been stressing out because I had to go to the bank to get a cashier's check because the insurance sent me money for my roof. And it was like I never had time to do it, but today I had to like finagle my schedule around to like fake it so that they saw something different on my schedule, and I just lied. I had to like basically lie to them.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it would be like this big old thing where it's like, oh, well, you can't, and it's just like, well, when else am I going to go to the bank?
Mm-hmm.
The bank closes at fucking 4:00. I can't go home and then go to the bank. It'll be closed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just stuff like that. I hate it, man. I just don't understand how people ever get anything done working like this.
Yeah, well, when you start your handyman business, let us know. We'll cut you a commercial, do a promo,
Oh, nice.
and we're gonna call it like I work on my own time LLC.
No, I'm gonna do an LLC and everything. Been looking into it, so
He's
Well,
gonna
I
be
mean, it's
like
kinda
he's
like-
gonna be like I don't like jobs LLC.
Oh,
Hire me.
I think the thing about when you're in that structured, rigid environment, you're always looking at your clock, like you're on the clock looking at it like, oh God, and you just want to get off.
yeah.
But if you're working for yourself and you see that clock, you're like, hey man, I got 4 hours, and you're gonna work really hard in those 4 hours, versus trying to stretch the workout and do nothing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I got 4 hour job. Okay, I'm gonna go fuck around. I'm gonna go do this. I got to be here for this long. Versus, hey, dude, if I get this done in an hour, I can go to lunch and maybe hit 2 more spots. But you're gonna work harder
Yeah.
because your
Yeah,
time.
and I'm just sick of like the regiment they have. I'm sick of like, I'm in sales, so like they want you to sell a certain way and they want you to follow like a fucking like a script. And I just can't do that, man.
You're not a script. Mike is a risk it. No risk it, no biscuit type
No
of guy.
risk it, no biscuit. Yeah,
I'm just not a script. Like I'm not gonna read a script to somebody. I'm not gonna do that. I don't care if it works or doesn't work. I don't want to be one of those types of people.
But I
Michael's-
think it's
yeah,
important
you're
to
afraid
do
of
that though.
losing his humanity. He's
I
like,
am.
I'm not a machine.
Really am.
Well, I think it's important for you to be passionate about what you want. Like, if this drives you, if this pushes you that extra mile, that extra hour at work or whatever, and you feel accomplished, that's what should matter, right? Like,
Yeah,
you feel
and
accomplished, you know?
my thing is more like the freedom. Like, oh, if I need to go to the bank, I can just go. My biggest thing is just little things like that. Or if I need to get home to take the kids to jujitsu, I can work that into my schedule, and or if I do need to take a day, it's not like I have to cut into, or go ask someone to take a fucking day. Or
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
fucking beauty. So, are you excited then about the future?
I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a great little business.
I believe in you.
A lot
And
of
you
people
have more.
the handyman.
Well, I think it's like this is the kind of thing that makes you so valuable. Is someone with, like, I do, my toilet makes a weird noise. I'm like, hey, if it gets worse, then I'll worry.
Well, Dan, here's the thing. Like,
No.
you can either call, like, if someone needs, like, let's say a ceiling fan replaced,
Mm-hmm.
you need to call me, Mike's
Yeah.
handyman.
Yeah,
You can call electrician, and they're going to charge you
a crap ton.
a crap ton.
Yeah,
Twice
what you-
me.
Let me tell you what you got to do, though. You got to start a YouTube channel where you chronicle your journey.
Well, there's a lot of handymen out there like that. I've been watching them.
Yeah. No,
Some
but
of these
seriously,
guys
you could
make, like, 6 figures.
do your own handyman thing. Be like, okay, today we're, replacing this light bulb. Screw
No, there's a couple of
righty
them-
tighty, lefty loosey. It's always worked for a long time, still works today.
And they make a lot of, like, some of these handyman guys are making like 6 figures, making a good living, and they just go around and change, like, they literally change light bulbs, put in dishwashers,
Yeah.
just stuff
Yeah,
like
listen, like you can do that stuff, but can you grow bread? Wow.
Definitely not.
Wow.
Sean-
What are you guys about to go do, man?
that. Work for people is shitty.
Yeah.
What are we about to go do?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna make Tom watch those Mouthy Buddha videos, or Tom had spotted my old Alex Jones DVDs.
Okay, but you gotta show
one
him
of
the
the two.
Terramar. You gotta show him the Terramar project first. That's the first one. If you're gonna
Okay.
start that journey, you need the part 1 and part 2.
You gotta get the context. full
Well, it's like
context.
it's about half hour for both videos combined.
Yes, yeah, they're not super
15
long.
each. So you're not like, you're not doing Eric
I'm gonna
Dubay,
send
3.5
Tom
hour fucking.
5 hours about Hitler was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure to get Tom his red pills.
Gotta
Send
get him in, dude.
home.
Before the Matrix changes that cultural
Yeah,
icon.
actually, we were
forever.
talking about that earlier. Yeah.
It's over.
Hey, that's another thing I've been thinking about. Just like working these jobs, man, it makes you feel like you're in a simulation.
Actually, Mike, there's a documentary that came out recently. We watched most of it today. Tom and I. It's called "The Glitch in the Matrix," and it's about simulation theory.
Yeah.
I think you and I think Dan would enjoy it as well.
Where is that?
It's you can rent it.
Okay.
Or
Okay,
you
I
can
got you.
find
It's on Amazon.
it.
It is on Amazon Prime.
It's on Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Okay. I will go
What's it
on my
called again?
deep.
It's called "The Glitch in the Matrix,"
I gotta watch this because that's how I've been feeling, man. To be honest,
and it's
It's all
about these kind of thoughts, these kind of things.
Hmm.
because every day, man, it's not venturous. I don't know how people do it.
Maybe because you're a player character and you're amongst NPCs.
Yeah.
That's what it is, baby. That's
is
what it
all.
is. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this week. This has been Zoobox, a podcast about nonsense, much of which you have just heard. And we'll be back next week. Thank you, Tom.
Yes, thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks for carrying fourth chair for us here this week. And if you'd like to know more about our podcast, everything Zoobox, there's a bunch of links in the description. Also, make sure to go subscribe to some of our alternate stuff. We have been banned from live streaming for a little while. I'm trying to get it back, but until then, go subscribe. There's another YouTube channel you subscribe to. We have Twitch, we have DLive, we have these other things, and we're going to be kind of we're going to take this opportunity to experiment with some other things. Maybe try to broaden our audience a little bit. We could go on something like Twitch or DLive and find more people to check our stuff out. So,
Absolutely.
anyways, thank you all for listening, and we'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Good night.
Farewell. Good luck.